and welcome to Two Gray Goatees and a Whistle. I'm your host, Chad Huddleston, aka the Coach Huddy. Holy crap.
Who are you?
You are?
Yeah, he's Louise. And I'm joined by Coach Gonzo. The coaches' wives are here, Amanda and Cindy. Boy, this is going to be fun. So already off to a good start. Okay, so in this episode, happy 75th episode, everybody.
Yeah.
75.
We can't take a lot of credit.
We've been in about 5 of them.
No, he hasn't been enough.
Enough.
You've been in enough. So in this episode, we are going to talk to Cindy. She is kind of writing a book and about her life as a coach's wife, what we call coach's widow sometimes. And so she's going to kind of explain her experience, advice, everything else that goes with this. And I have a series of questions, and I think this will go for everybody because all four of us are coaches or have coached and have been on the other side of that when that person's had to be the coach. Cindy, athletic director as well. Mm-hmm. So she's got also a different perspective on being an athletic director and what comes with that. And so it's always nice to have an administrative type of person on here sometimes when they talk.
Yes, I like to demonstrate my power.
So
feel the power.
Ooh, I can feel it. Feel the power, Crunk. All right. So today we're going to kind of go about that and kind of get your thoughts and everything like that. So let's talk about becoming a coach's widow. Okay. And this will go for especially Amanda, for you and for Cindy. So I'm going to have Cindy start out, then I'm going to ask Amanda the same question. When did you realize coaching wasn't just a hobby?
Well, we were married August 2nd, and it's probably August 3rd. I think I said to you, you kind of go in, and we dated in high school. So, and then we had a few years lapse and then, all that good stuff. But I think you go into it not understanding the realm of coaching. It's just like one more thing you kind of add to your marriage. I think you go in not realizing exactly kind of what it entails in a way. That makes sense?
Yeah. Amanda.
What was the question?
When did you realize coaching wasn't just a hobby?
I don't know. We didn't know each other very long. We were engaged even less amount of time than we were married. This all happened in the span of less than a year. And I've said before, I was a little blindsided by the whole thing. I mean, luckily, my parents coached us, Little League and all that stuff, but they always did it together. So I think I realized it wasn't a hobby probably the second year into marriage when I was just like, oh, the honeymoon phase is over. And what do you mean you're not coming home tonight? What do you mean we're not doing this? What do you mean? Yeah. And it was like, well, yeah, I'm going to go. I have practiced this, and this, which I get. I played sports, but I think it was after that first year.
Yeah.
I think you knew what my response was to it was going to be. And so you're like, let's make her fall even further in love because 9 months isn't enough.
Yep. There you go. All right. So, all right, moving on a little bit, but yeah, I think for anybody in general, just understanding what it entails as a spouse, the time commitment and everything else. And then we've talked about this, and I don't think we can, highlight the importance of.
I think it's different for everybody though.
And it's different. But coaching has changed in the last 20 years. I think we can all agree with that. We can agree that the time commitment is even greater than when it was 20 years ago.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's harder to leave it on the field or on the court now because of just technology and social media and and the amount of the lengths of seasons and everything else that goes in.
And it's early summer for us. And on our, was it home or there and back, we were talking about things that I need to do as an AD or what we needed to make, if we needed to bring kids up to high school, who would that be? I mean, that was our conversation today.
But I'm going to talk about the other end though. I think because of technology, it's made coaching easier. I don't have to go 4 hours to find game film. I don't have to.
And we'll get on that
to scout.
It's on my list.
Absolutely. Yeah, it's on there.
But
but there is parts that have become easier. But because of that,
exchange videos.
Yeah, you're not having to meet at a halfway point. somebody's coming from Hermiston when we were in
Oh, I
Oregon.
remember the first
You're meeting at Gilchrist
10 years of our marriage, you would go, not only did you do the practice in your own games, but then you would be like, well, we have a bye this week. I'm like, woohoo, we can say, no, I got to go here and videotape these two teams that don't matter
anymore.
Travel another hour and a half. So that part has actually become easier. And but
I'm just saying the ability to leave it is gotten harder.
It's gotten harder because it's there and you can bring it home with you a little bit more now. And it's not, I mean, off season is not off season.
Yeah, there's no such thing.
There's no such thing as off season, because then to truly be successful, you're trying to build your program. So depending on,
because everybody else is doing it.
Yeah. And that's how it is now. That's how you stay relevant. You know, you gotta, you're going to have camps in the summer, which was happening back then, but the workout sessions and, then
lifting and whatever.
Then in certain sports, you might be having travel team things to kind of help supplement your summertime and stuff like that.
I love travel team
stuff. Yeah. So all that stuff kind of comes into play. So I think, it's still, as a coach, you got to know when there's some downtime where you can make time for your family and make sure you make that effort. I think that's what's important. All right. Moving on a little bit. Okay. Let's go ahead. Cindy, I want you to kind of guide us through. We're going to talk a little bit about, you brought up some topics you wanted to discuss. I'm going to kind of let you lead this a little bit about some of the things you wanted to cover. So we're going to go off Cindy's advice or her what experiences and everything else. So Cindy, you have the floor.
Okay. I got to look at my little list of things I wrote down. So I think I talked about kind of a few things with that, widow, but just like the different roles that comes with that. I think I talked about equipment van. Like if there was extra equipment, we had to throw it in the car. Maybe the big one I think is becoming, I think I wrote this down, like the head cook. And what that means, head cook. So then you become, as your husband's coaching, the cook for everything. So we're going to have team dinners. And it's not like you had with Nick a lot of advance warning to that. It could be like that morning, hey, we're having team dinner tonight. Okay, great. We live in a town with one grocery store and they're closed. All right. So there was like team dinners. And then he got this great idea of 52-hour camp. And so the other wife and me, we cooked meals for the 52-hour camp. Those kind of things.
That was fun, though.
It was fun. My best one. And I know I've told you guys this before. Nick was going to camp with some basketball boys, and I had to make a big pot of spaghetti, like a big pot of spaghetti. And I'm like, oh gosh, there's a lot of spaghetti. Could I keep a couple cups for my mom and me to have? No, we're going to use it all. We're using all that spaghetti. And then when he comes home on Sunday, you know how much spaghetti he had left in that pot?
Because I burnt it.
No.
Enough for me to have a little bit of that spaghetti.
In his defense, though, I have done the let's have a track dinner before districts, or let's have a blah, blah, blah. And the amount of stress I give myself over concerning whether I'm going to have enough food. I get it. I will back him up on that one. We cannot spare this. What if one kid does not get as much as they want?
And I can say, as we've seen, there are certain communities, I think they do a really good job of taking that responsibility.
They do a great job.
Hagerman does a great job of that. They still do. They still do a great job.
Jessica did a great job.
Yeah, Jessica in particular, she's a rock star, and she always had meals. And it's not just like was slapped together peanut butter and jelly sandwich. They're like
big time,
like burritos wrapped up, tacos, or these really complex sandwiches
on away games.
Like she'd be
crazy.
Yeah.
And the parents, she was able to rally some parents. Sometimes it was always the same 3 or 4 parents, but still,
most of the time.
And every once in a while they can get help doing
Well,
other
you
things.
don't know what everybody's financial situation is.
Right.
And the goal isn't to be a burden on somebody.
No.
It's not. And I
Did you
think
hear
every
that?
community has people who are willing. My
Mhm.
biggest problem is I absolutely hate to feel like I'm asking somebody for something.
Me too.
I hate it. I would
Yes.
so much rather do it myself.
You know that, Cindy.
I thought, I mean, you have no problem asking me.
Yeah, but
No, but
you're an extension of him. You don't count.
no, but like I said, you're talking about Jessica was like a rock star. We
Mhm.
for junior high football, even we had dinners every away game for all the kids. It
Yeah.
was
I
crazy.
think that's
Well,
true when you
and
have like the family dynamics or families that
yes.
kind of help with that. That helps so much.
Well, and it saves you on time because and what was the frustrating part, you got home sooner, especially when games are on school nights.
Yeah.
Right.
You know, you can give something on the bus or, you know,
Right.
if we're traveling with another team, so let's say it's basketball, boys and girls on the same night or
Mhm.
JV, varsity, whatever, you know, you might be there for another 2-3 hours. Those kids that started, they can go get their meal,
Mhm.
you know, whatever, and then the other team can eat on the bus. But then you didn't have to stop.
Yeah,
But what
12
drives me nuts though is when we would have to combine, and that team didn't have that, and they're
Then you
like,
do
"Hey,
it.
we're gonna go stop at McDonald's," and you're just like, "Good Lord."
No, we're not.
You know, I was like, "Really?"
And I think you find, I mean, it's different in every community.
Yes.
Like this last year in our new school with soccer, there were parents that would hand out like fruits and things to
The fans even.
every person
Yeah.
available. They were going around handing out fruits or whatever.
Yep.
I think it's just different wherever you go.
It
I
is,
mean,
but I think what's important because you brought on being that, "Hey, I was the head cook." I think sometimes we gotta swallow our pride as coaches and, like, ask for that help and say, "Hey,
right.
we are gonna need some help to help feed your kids or support your kids doing whatever." And then that doesn't have to be anything, you know, it could be just like, "Hey, could you donate, you know, some paper plates or something,"
Mhm,
you know?
mhm.
And if don't make it, you know, mandatory, just say, "Hey, you know, that'd be nice if you guys could get together and
And I
schedule out some of
and
our
I
away
think
games."
that's the other thing, especially with Nick's personality about asking. It's like it's just easier because he knows that I'll do it. If he needs me to cook for 500, I'm on it. I think it's hard for him to ask other people. I mean, to donate anything or to do anything. He knows that I'll come through and I'll take, I mean, I'm not going to leave a little kid stranded or hungry,
Right.
but I think it's hard for him to step out of that to ask those other people. I think it's been easy because, you know, the Jessicas of the world volunteer.
Yeah.
That's easier to do.
Yep.
But to go out, I think, out of his comfort zone and ask someone to do these things, I think that's where the challenge lies.
Yeah.
Well, that's a head coach philosophy, though. I mean, a lot of times we have trouble asking people to do things.
Yeah. And I think that's just I think for our own sanity, we gotta be more open to that
Mhm.
and that type of stuff. I mean, I think that in the end, it lifts some of this burden off. Okay, off of that, you know, we talked about doing this. You're basically saying you become a second mom and dad to these kids too as well.
You
And
do.
you do. Anyways, you're opening your home, like you said.
Mhm.
People's camping on your lawn. You know,
Mhm.
sometimes we have to give rides. You know, we don't recommend doing that, but sometimes
You have to.
you have to.
Mhm.
You know, you're not going to let some kids stand out in the cold when it's, you know, 20 degrees on a December 9th, you know, whatever, you know, but on the other side of that, you got to be careful because of liability and always make sure there's multiple people there if you are doing that.
Right.
Don't do that. Don't be alone ever. Having to deal with the downtimes, all that stuff, celebrating graduations, watching kids become parents themselves. That to me, that's like the coolest thing is,
Mhm.
and we're going to talk about that real quick. And then I'll ask Cindy this, I'll ask Nick this, and then we can talk about it too.
Okay.
Okay, and kind of see what you think. So here's my question.
Whatever your name is.
Okay.
Are you somebody?
Okay. And you in this I think for you guys, I know what the answers are to this question, but the question is, and Cindy, I'll start with you. Did any of the players ever become part of your family?
Often. Yes, definitely.
Okay. Do you want to share at least one story?
Oh, we have that's hard. We have a couple kids just, I mean, we were kind of their safe place. especially kids in the small community, kind of where we started out. Kids did not have the greatest home life. And they knew with us that we were security. We were always there. We would feed them. I mean, we, give them advice. Of course, we're not trying to take the place of a parent or
But they weren't
guardian,
there.
but it was their safe place. I mean, they came with a lot of baggage and trauma. And we were kind of that constant, that consistency
Yep.
that they needed. So I think often, I mean, I know we have a few that we would definitely pop out names for. Yeah.
Gonzo?
Oh, yeah. Carl.
I
know, but we can say names. They don't
Are they
know.
adults now?
Yes,
Okay,
they
you're
are.
good. You can say the names you want.
Kristen. I mean, everywhere you go, it's just Sam from Hanson, even though, I mean, I just think that as a coach, you're there for other reasons. Hopefully you're there for other reasons besides winning a game. And I guess that's why I haven't had any state championships. But anyway.
But you've made some great people.
I hope so.
You have.
Well, I think
You have.
honestly, it comes down to, I mean, obviously, yeah, we'd like to have a championship ring or whatever. But to me, ultimate goal and the most satisfying goal is, did we do our part to make these people better humans?
Mm-hmm.
And that's what I say to him. And I think with a picture I posted when you were mentoring a former player that became a coach. And it was that thing. You may not have trophies that are just collecting dust, but you have something that's lasting far longer. I mean, those kids know that you cared about them. You cared about what was happening to them. And I just think I mean, I know that he would rather, I guess, have those trophies, but
I'd like to have one.
I think it's so much more than that. And I know it's hard as a coach to see that.
And you want that. You want hardware. You do want hardware because ultimately, I mean, that's still part of your.
And that might just be the counselor in me. Like, it's more than that.
It is. Amanda, did players ever become part of our family? I wouldn't necessarily say that, but as far as, is there one player that you'll never forget?
There's lots of players I'll never forget. I'd rather not be specific because it'll just make me emotional. But yeah,
you're not going to elaborate on this.
No, I can't.
You get it.
Okay. You do, and I
think though, and this isn't necessarily me. I think going back to the very first question you asked us about when did we realize this wasn't a hobby. We were probably married maybe 2 years, not very long. If Kelly was born, she was really, really little. And we had gone to, it was like one of the local little bars. I think we went for breakfast or something. And there was a young man who came up and was like, "Hey, coach." And I had no idea who this kid was. And he just stopped and started talking to Coach Huddy. And it was just the amount of pride. This is why. The amount of pride he had just in you acknowledging him as an adult. You could see that came from everything that had been put into place before.
Yeah.
And I think on top of I'm not going to be home and we're not going to have an anniversary this year. I think that was another part of that, was just that the connection and seeing how long that connection lasts.
Yeah.
And yes, I've had that with kids and I can't.
No, and that's fine.
We're not going into that.
For me, social media makes you connect, and I've had a chance to interview some of my former players, and that I follow them and I see what they're doing. Charlie Schumacher, when I was at Elgin, me coaching wise, I was still learning to coach and didn't have exactly the best success there, but man, there were some great, obviously there's great kids, and seeing Charlie and this guy, he went into the Air Force, he's in the military, he's over in Germany, an officer, and he's coaching, and he posts his coaching, and I got to interview him. Other kids who have gone on and done stuff. Andrew would be another one. Got to coach him in JV basketball and stuff like that, and here he is. He's doing this thing, and he actually came back and coached with me and Gonzo. And just that type of stuff. When you have athletes say, "Hey, coach, how you doing?" Even getting called coach, when they still say, "Hey, coach," I'm sorry, that's cool.
15 years down the road.
15 years old. "Hey, coach, how you doing?" And I think that's a level of respect and stuff like that comes with that. So, that to me is important. And it means something. Obviously, one of the things I did see, and I kind of want your guys' thoughts about it. Do you think those kids are going to remember the games that you won or the relationship you built?
How? That's a stupid question.
What?
That's a dumb question.
What do you mean?
I hope it's the relationship that you built.
But I mean, I think that's what I'm saying is that the winning is important. And I'm not saying it's not because we want to win.
I think there's good things about it. But
there's good things, but do you learn from winning or do you learn from losing?
I think you learn from both, but I think that relationship that is built is what you carry on.
Yes.
That's kind of what I don't think the fact that when you were done with high school basketball, if you had a 70-15 record, I don't think that's going to matter in the long run. I think having that coach that you will go out of your way to go and meet in a restaurant or just because you bumped into each other and had that 10-minute conversation is far more important. And I think that's what you take with you. And I hope that's what kids get from me. And
all right. Okay.
I thought this was supposed to be a fun.
It's going to be. We're going to get there. But I do want to bring this.
I'm not having fun anymore.
Supposed to be fun.
But I just think that I think it's part of the show is to show this. This is what really it's about. And I wanted to bring that out. Cindy.
But I think it goes past. Sorry. I think it goes past. I've never been one to be like, let's open our front door and let I don't know. My home is my sanctuary. And I know that sounds really selfish, but it's my sanctuary. It's where I get to be me and I don't have to worry about other people and feeling judged or feeling like I have to do a certain thing. But I think that is applied to the thing that we all do here. And it's that even if you're not hosting the team dinner, you are at their sporting event for the next year or or the next level or the next sport, or if they are performing in a choir and you are sitting in the stands.
Yeah.
I think that's the same thing.
That's like they're quick to notice that.
It's like this year when we came to track meets, for junior high track meets, we would have all these girls and guys that would just, oh my God, you guys are here. You guys and come give us hugs and all this stuff. And it's just like,
tell us how they were doing.
Yeah.
Even the high school kids did that.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right. Moving on to the next part. What else do you got for us, Cindy?
How about let's talk about, because I know you've had to do this too, scouting.
All right.
So I kind of wrote that as a note, like kind of, when you couldn't just ask for film and it showed up on your, computer.
NFHS.
When you had to actually go somewhere to scout, to film, or whatever you're going to do. So I think one of our first experiences with that, we were new to Oregon, so we kind of didn't know our way around.
Coach Shirley.
And then kind of just driving forever to scout a game that was kind of non-existent. And I think Nick will talk a little bit more about that.
A game that was non-existent?
Yes.
He'll talk about
it. Want me to tell it?
But I want to go into the fact of when you can make scouting, and you can talk about this too, become an adventure. Because you have kids with you. We had 2 small children. And so I think when that can become kind of a fun thing.
We made it a vacation, like a weekend vacation. But my head coach, my first year in Oregon, sent us to St. Paul, Oregon.
Mm-hmm.
And if you don't know where St. Paul's at, we were in southern Oregon, down by Coos Bay, and it was probably about a 6-hour drive up to St. Paul.
I've been to we've been to St. Paul.
And I mean, St. Paul is an amazing football community. I mean, they play in a rodeo arena it's crazy. But when we got there, we looked at the marquee, the sign that said, talking about the football game, and it was the night before. But in a different place. So they didn't even have a home game that weekend.
Oh, boy.
So Cindy and I and our 2 young kids, I mean, one would have been a kindergartner and one would have been 3. We're sitting here and there's no game even happening in the game.
And you're driving 6 hours and I probably didn't have a job yet. And I'm always worried about money. Okay, go ahead.
I like it. Luckily, I mean, we went and stayed in Portland that night and had fun and all that stuff. And Todd Shirley got the Doofus Award that day. But anyway, yeah, scouting was different because right now I pay $68 and I get NFHS and I can watch every game that's on, and I don't have to go somewhere to scout.
Yep.
And I don't have to send people somewhere to scout, which was the toughest thing for me, is saying, would you do me a favor and go to Prospect, and which is like 7 hours away, and scout? And it's easy to do, and you can rewind it. And
unless you have poor internet like we had for a while, and it took forever to download
I know, I'm
the
sitting
film, but then I can just go to bed.
I'm at home. See, and I don't know. It's amazing we're still married, because there was lots of times where he'd be like, I gotta go do this. Will you go with me? No.
Scouting was fun, though.
I hated it.
Was.
I was like, not only are you going to be gone, blah, 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 and we have a little child at home. And yes, I could have gotten the car. I could have been the big person. I could have been like, we're going to go spend time together. And maybe that was his goal, was like time without her. But man, I was just like, I went a couple times, but there was lots of times I was like, no, find somebody else or go alone, because I'm not going.
And the other thing, I think most coaches will tell you that, scouting is important, but if you can do what your team can do what they're good at, you should beat people.
Yeah.
You can't alter things in a week.
No. And I agree.
I mean, I saw a thing it said, if you had a 4th and 3 inches, what play and you had to run the same play every time you had a 4th and 3 inches, what would you run? What do you think I said, Chad?
You're going to run the ball, just period.
What play? What's my favorite play in the world?
I can't think of it.
Power.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
And that's what I put.
I'm a defense man. I was like, you're ready to run whatever. Okay, man.
I ran power 21 times in a row just because it worked every single time.
Yeah,
But like I said, I think a lot of times we put too much emphasis on scouting. Yeah, you want to know, hey, how can I stop so-and-so from doing this? I mean, do I have to put a spy on the quarterback? But if you don't do your own stuff well, you're not going to win no matter what.
Yeah, and to that, being on the defensive side of that, for me, it was just, I needed to know what type of offense they ran. Because, and especially you might have a coaching change or something like that, and some coaches change things up. If the coach is there forever, a lot of times they're going to run the same stuff, doesn't matter what. And so you really don't have to do as much. But if it's a team that you've never seen before or something like that, that's to me when it gets a little important with the scouting, because I need to know, okay, they run this. Okay, I'm going to adjust my defense to this. And obviously everybody has their keys and you do all that stuff and you have your assignments, and it's true. You should be able to do it. But especially with young kids, if they get a team that does a lot of misdirection stuff, it can be a long game.
One of the things I think you do very well on the defensive side when we do scouting, I mean, we scouted junior high football, which is sort of people like, you scouted junior high.
Yeah.
But anyway, you tell the kids why we're doing it. I think the most important thing is telling them, I mean, we know some coaches that switched every week and they didn't tell the kids why they did it.
Right.
I mean, but you would tell the kids, this is why we're going to a 4-man front tonight.
Yeah.
Or not tonight, but this on Friday or whatever. But I mean, you don't tell the kids why you're doing it. It doesn't matter to them. I mean, so anyway, like I said, I think you did a great job with that part.
Thanks. All right. Okay. Next segment, I want to talk about protecting your coach, okay, or protecting your spouse. All right. We're going to talk about this a little bit. This might be a little, okay. All right. Things that we protect our spouses from, especially in the stands. We have parents, obviously. You're always going to have those parents. And that's just, it doesn't matter where you're at. I don't care what town in the school, you're always going to have them. You got social media, rumorville, anonymous messages that get sent out, community criticism. All of this comes with the territory. We all know it. We've all experienced it. There are times where we have spouses have publicly defended their spouse.
It's like you have an example of that or something. Jeez.
That's going to be completely if you want to talk about it. And then obviously there's times where you have to bite your tongue. And I think that awareness that spouses have to have I think as you are around coaching long enough, you understand what comes with the job. You're going to always have the criticism. Is never, that's never going to go away. There's strategies to it. I think we've talked about it. For me, I'm not going to sit anywhere next to parents if I don't have to.
And
Far
that's sad,
away.
though.
That right there is the strategy.
That's the strategy, but it's not, and it's not that. It's that I want to be able to, when I'm watching a game, I want to be able to watch a game, and I have to sit there and listen to the
bleacher
coaches,
refs and
bleacher refs and everything,
that.
who are just.
But I think that's
Talking out
even
their-
difficult because I know sitting at a basketball game across from parents
Yeah,
and they're like writing down scores or writing down stats and you know exactly what they're doing. And I was
Yeah.
totally across the gym from them
yeah.
and I knew what they were doing.
Twins' mom.
Okay.
I didn't say names.
Yeah.
Anywho, who they are.
But I mean, there's times I think that's, especially right after a game, especially if it's a loss or something like that, things are heated and, stepping away, from that situation, that's the tough part. So, I mean,
Well, it's like everybody says, the best coaching job is at an orphanage.
It's true.
I
Remember, we learned that
coached
at a Christian
I
conference and
coached
they
at the
said
youth
that.
ranch
Yep.
in Rupert, and we coached basketball there. We had a basketball team with these kids that never played basketball before, but we went to a Idaho prep tournament in Boise, and no one was there to complain. I got a technical just because I was being obnoxious, but there wasn't a parent there that because none of the parents really cared, I don't think. But anyway,
Well,
there's
hence
probably a
the youth
reason
ranch.
why they're there. So, protecting your coach, advice that you guys have being in this position. I'm going to look at you two ladies about this.
I think that's hard. I mean, it's hard, especially when you have been married as long as we all have. I think as your relationship has developed and grown, as your understanding of coaching has developed, I mean, you've been through so much with your partner. And I think we protect our partners we try to protect our partners from that kind of stuff. And I wrote myself a quote. I said, and he'll like this, ain't nobody gonna put my husband down but me. But I think we start to be
You don't
kind of
talk to my husband like that.
That's
What
right.
the hell were you doing? That was the worst.
me. That's my job. But I feel as much as we've been through and, we've been together, raised our children, coaching, all of that stuff, I think you try to take on as much as you can to protect them. I don't know. And you guys have witnessed when I stick up for him. It has not been my proudest moments. But like you said, I have to stay away from people or that comes out of me
That's what's
because
sad,
I'm
though.
protecting him.
That's what's sad is that the wife or the husband
Can't just go sit in the stands like
can't
everybody
go
else.
sit.
and
Yeah,
not
they have
come
to
in.
sit away. I mean, knock on wood or whatever. But when it comes to complaining and all that stuff, but there's still that. I mean, I had a girl that told me she didn't want to go in. I mean, she was like,
That's a whole different problem.
I know, but then her mom got all mad and said, "Why isn't my daughter playing?" And I'm like,
Just
going,
ask her. Yeah.
Ask her.
well, and I think Cindy right now has her role sucks because she not only has to be the coach's wife, but she's the AD too.
Yeah.
So when they bitch about this, it's like,
Well, and that's again, because now I'm just old and crabby. I know how it is now in the sports world. I know the coaching aspect of it. I know the athletic director part of it. And so I think I can come in and I know people would say that, oh, you're going to make a lot of people mad. Okay, then I will. I mean, okay, we are going to follow these rules. And if you don't want to, you're not playing anymore. And that's what happens.
And that's what has to happen. And that comes for administration down. The standards have got to be set. If those aren't set, you're going to have a battle the entire time. If you are always letting certain things slide, it's hard to control that if you're allowing parents act like jerks to everybody in the stands, and then there's no consequence.
But I know that, that came up a couple of times. So you're going to have a lot of unhappy people.
Okay.
Bring it on.
So
Bring it
one of
on,
the things
'cause
I
these are
think,
the rules.
so one of the things, and it's toughest for me to ever think about, but I always do. So probably some of my parents have been the biggest jackasses in the world. I have the best relationship with their kids as a coach. I mean, you think about the ones I'm talking about where we've been from. I mean, you think about Newton.
Yep.
And I mean, but the parents that cause the most problems, their kids I had the best relationship with.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, and I can't get past, I mean, wish I could be strong enough to get past what asshats they are, but when I think about it, those are that's why we're there. And I think about, who I'm talking about in our one last place, who I'm talking about in Gooding, who I'm talking about. I mean, but they're the ones I have the best relationship with, and I feel sorry for them.
Yeah.
All the way home, what do they have to hear? And they love you. And
yeah. So here's a question for you guys. Would coaches from in 1995 survive today's expectations?
Wait a minute, I was coaching then.
I was going to say, that's kind of your timeline. So you should talk about
from
that.
1995 or 1955?
19.
He's not.
I'm not going that far back.
Okay, that's a good example because that's close to when you were coaching.
I was 2 years out of high school, but again, you had just started in the
Don't rub it in.
I'm
just saying.
Freshman.
She was just a baby. Talk about my baby.
Would coaches in 1995 survive today's expectations?
Let's go to 1985.
Okay, fine. 85.
Let's go 85.
Yes or no?
I still know a lot of people that try to coach that way.
Yeah. And
they somehow get away with it at times, and somehow they don't. I mean,
I think a big part of that has to do with if you're in a smaller community or a community where you have made a name for yourself and you've coached the dads and you've coached the sons and you've coached the blah, blah, blah. And it's like, well, that's how I was coached, blah, 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 blah. I think you have a better chance of making it.
Well, there was that thing on Facebook that said, if you can say yes to 10 of these 12 different coaching techniques,
you're a psychopath.
That means that you're an old coach. And it was like giving smelling salts to people. It was like giving water breaks once in the whole practice, doing 2-a-days and all those things.
Sweetness.
Yeah, I know it was. I mean, and if you were going to get water, the seniors were first, the juniors, and if you didn't have the 5 minutes, you didn't get water, then screw you. But no, I think legally we couldn't.
No,
but I think there's a lot of things I do still that I say that's not action wise, but I mean, I remember my coach said, stop playing patty cake and go hit somebody. I still say that today.
Well, we talk about those situations of how you were coached, and then we look at like things that are going on today, and it's like, oh my gosh.
Yeah, I'm like,
my little brother has a birthday.
My coach would be like,
but
he has another one next year. Get over it.
I know.
But it's those kind of things. And then it's things like, well, I don't want them to be a part of that because language, blah, 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 or whatever. And it's like,
oh, shit.
Have you been in the real stinking world? The real world.
Oh, my God. I remember how pissed off my brother was.
That.
Remember when that person called us when we were watching the
But
Craig was like going, F, 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 F. That's pretty much what he says. But.
I'm not saying put your child in danger by any means, but the real world is not that sheltered.
Nope.
You are going to hear words I hear lots of words that I don't come out and say.
And I
see lots of things and I don't behave that way.
Today, I'm sorry, your kids heard that stuff and they're saying that stuff. 90% of those kids, when those particular parents come around,
far more than we were when we were kids.
Yeah.
You know what the funniest?
And they're saying it to adults.
Yeah.
And it's just like, really?
You know the funniest thing ever? And the one time that I thought I was going to get parents complaining was in Hagerman. when we were in your room for halftime, and I threw the desk across the room, and I'm like, what you guys did, I said, if you want to effing do your own game, then we're going to step aside, but you guys suck right now. And I threw like 2 desks all the way across your room.
Yeah, it's my classroom. So it's like, yeah, it's not my desk.
But I told our AD, I said, well, you may hear complaints, but I don't think anyone said anything.
No.
It's not the kids you have to worry about. You're doing it in front of the kids. The kids aren't going to say anything. It's when
they never said,
it's witnessed by parents.
And I told parents, I told them, I told Jessica, I said, hey, did you hear me? And she was like, oh yeah, I did. She goes, I didn't know if I wanted to come in there and save my son or not. But no, I think kids need to be coached hard. You can coach them with love. I tell my, I mean, how many times I tell those guys I love them?
Mm-hmm. But it's not being abusive. And it, for you guys, I'm only going, I mean, whatever else happens, I don't know. But I don't know. I just feel sometimes it's not realistic to think that your child,
yeah,
is never going to be yelled at or never going to be a witness to something.
And like my son would always say, because I would worry about things like, Mom, I know the values you taught me. I know what's right and wrong. Let me be a person, you know.
Yeah.
And you can't. It's not realistic to shelter them from. I mean, the world is out there,
right?
In my opinion.
All right, I'm gonna talk about one more thing.
Okay,
and then we're gonna move on to our next segment, and we will be able to carry this on because I know there's plenty more that you have, and I want to give you to do it, but this is definitely a 2-3 episode piece that we can do. So I'm gonna go off of this a little bit and kind of get everybody's final thoughts. I'm gonna ask each 3 of you this question, and I'll start with Gonzo first. Coach, if you were to give one piece of advice to a young coach, what would it be?
Find a mentor, and never give up on your standards and your morals.
Okay.
I mean, even though you're going to be pressed on them, you're going to be told you're an idiot, you're going to be told my son deserves better. If you feel something's right or something's wrong, go with it because you probably are right.
Okay. The second part of this, still with you, Gonzo. What is the piece of advice you would give to someone who's married to a coach?
Shit, divorce them. No.
Fair enough.
Oh, God, I wish I could make it easier on you, but you've got to realize I love it, and I'm not me without coaching. I mean, honestly, I am suffering right now because I only have one coaching job this year coming up, and
you could coach more. There's openings.
I know, but still, though, it's just like I will do everything to try to help you with it, but it's my life.
Okay, I like it. It's good. Cindy, same 2-part question. First question: what advice would you give to young coaches?
Let's see. I think Nick's right. I mean, find a mentor. I think that helps you a lot. I think be willing as a new coach to share your ideas. I think a lot of newer coaches are fearful to do that because you come in with this person that's so experienced. But I think if you don't throw your ideas out there, I mean, they're not going to be valued. I think share what you think you may know or what you think might work.
Okay. Next part of the question: what would advice you give to the spouse?
I think it is an understanding that this is a part or a whole lot of a big, big part of who you married. And, working in terms of that and how your personality or what you have to offer in terms of the coaching world with your partner. Yes.
Okay. Amanda, same thing. Advice, one piece of advice for a young coach and one piece of advice for marrying a coach.
For a young coach, and I'm not, I would consider myself to still be a young coach, like as far as like years of experience. Take the offer of somebody giving you constructive criticism. Take that offer. Sit down, think about it, have that conversation. As long as somebody's not undermining you or belittling you or you're not doing that to somebody else, I think you can have exponential growth from stuff like that. And then I would also say that your bench warmers need to be treated like your starter players.
Yep.
Everybody needs to be treated with the same respect and the same, and that they hold the same value if you want the most out of them.
Okay.
And then advice for spouses, coaches, spouses. Marry somebody who is going to celebrate your successes, whether they be in coaching or not, and as much as you celebrate their successes in coaching or not.
Okay. That's good.
That's good.
All
What
right.
about you?
Yeah.
For me? Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Throws
Yeah,
back
you
at me.
better
Nice
answer
try.
those.
Yeah.
I can't get out of it. All right. So for young coaches, I everything you guys said is part of it. Don't be afraid to advocate for yourself. As a young coach, be able to absorb information that is given to you advice from an experienced coach, but share it. Everything that you guys have said, I completely agree with, and that would be on that. On the spouse's side, this is what I would say. That kind of similar to what Nick said, what Gonzo said, is you got to understand what you're getting into, and you need to be accepting that's part of their life and that's who they are, and learn how to embrace it the best you can. And I guess always communicate what you're feeling to your spouse. Don't hold it in. Okay. Have conversations, because the worst thing you can do is hold that in. And then when things blow up, it can get ugly. So my suggestion is understand that especially when everything goes bad in the world, they need to know that you're there and you got their back. So make sure you're there for them. Okay. You guys ready to do some fun stuff?
Yeah.
Not if it's one words, because I suck at that.
No. So do you have your would you rather questions?
Yes, I do.
All right. We're going to do would you rather. Then we got a game called the 75 Club, and then we'll close it out with mascot of the week. So go ahead. Amanda has the floor on would you rather.
Okay. Would you rather have a spouse who loves attending every game and it's just like over the top cheer for you, or one who prefers celebrating with you afterwards? Like
Celebrating afterwards.
Celebrating how?
However you want.
All right.
Nick?
What were you saying?
Celebrating afterwards, win or lose, just, one of the things I learned, Bill did one of the things, and I think we can do it at home too, is about what did you see that was good that happened today? Even though you lost, Coach Hicks was a good job at that. He and you can do that at home with your spouse. Hey, what went well? Let's celebrate what we did well. I think that's
so a non-biased.
Yeah.
A non-biased.
There's a lot of things
system.
that probably went shitty, but what went well?
Right. Chad?
I think I would like to do it. I like to do this stuff privately. And the thing is, I think partly because I know you.
So you're telling me I have not had to come to all these stupid games? No, I'm kidding.
Well, what I'm saying is that you're not the one that, you support, and that's great, but you don't have to put on the show to prove to everybody that you do support. Does that make sense? Like, you're not going to have to go in and wear the jersey and paint your face and everything like that and stand in the and cheer. And there are spouses and there are adults that are like that, and that's great. That's them. Me, let's do it at home. Let's, when everything's just us. I like that. That's what I like.
Cindy?
I was thinking the same thing as you. Like, oh my God, I haven't had to go to 500 games. What's up with that? I don't know. You know what? Maybe at home too, because I think at games, I'm so close to everything else. I'm not trying to be. I'm so observant of what everything's going on. Like, I see the people in the stands and their reaction. I feel like I'm there, not necessarily to just like enjoy a game or watch plays, but I'm like, now that I'm old, the protector. And so now I'm just like an evil allies or something, just watching everybody's reactions to things. So that's hard, because you want to be there to support, but then you want to be there to talk about, and, help them see some things. I don't
Right.
know.
Okay. Would you rather go on a spontaneous weekend getaway with your spouse or plan the perfect vacation months in advance? I don't think we've ever planned anything months in advance.
Someone has.
Go ahead, answer that, hun.
Well, I love just going on rides and spontaneous crap like that, but what you're going to hear from the other side of me now, he wants it to be step by step, minute by minute. And our son's the same way too.
So, Cindy, what would you rather?
I tend to be a planner with things like that. If it's like something like, let's go for a drive, I'm more flexible like
Where are we
that.
going?
Well, maybe not. Okay.
How long are we going to be?
I tend to plan quite a bit. And it might just be because I think of, the money involved and how much different things will cost and what we'll be able to do. And yeah, so I'm definitely plan things out.
So you'd rather have
even for
planned.
our trip that's coming up,
Yeah.
Augusty. I said today, Monday, when we get back from camping, I'm going to have to start figuring out our trips. Yes, we know what that is.
Yeah.
Chad,
Hey,
would you
this
rather
is-
have the spontaneous getaway or the planned vacation?
The adventurous side of me would love the spontaneous part. But is spontaneous, are we talking like, hey, today we are going, or are we talking spontaneous like
I think we've done both. I think we've gotten up on a Saturday morning and said we're going to drive to Jacksonville, or we're going to go,
yeah,
and had just as much fun as planning 6 months in advance. We're going to go on this road trip. I think we've had just as much fun.
That
But
brings
that's
me
not-
so
I
much
think-
anxiety.
okay, so but here it is. I think I like the spontaneousness, but I like kind of like Cindy. I want to be able to plan it out too, at least. But I don't mind planning it out. Right? Let me explain myself. Okay, and I'll use the example we did a couple weeks ago. Okay, we were down in Arizona.
Uh-huh.
We went to Tucson, did everything down there.
Uh-huh.
Okay, we were driving to Tombstone, Brisbane, gonna go see all that area. And on the freeway, we see a sign to El Paso.
It was only 300 miles away.
And in our mind, because we were going to make a trip anyways, we were going to go to the Albuquerque. We're going to go to New Mexico. We had never been to New Mexico before. We were going to go check it out. Okay. Then we saw the sign. That to me is a spontaneous thing. But as soon as that happens, I am planning, okay, let's plan the hours. What are we going to do while we're there? Because just going there and, I want to know.
We did lots of things. We saw street lights that were horizontal, not vertical. We drove wrong way down a one-way street.
Oh, he does that a lot.
Well,
And
in my
we had
defense,
Texas
there was
barbecue.
a lot. In my defense, there was like
There was a lot of weird construction
going on, and we saw Mexico from the United States. I kind of wave over, but but we went to a different state, and that was the whole thing. That's our whole thing right now is we want to see different parts of the state, and so for me, if that's called spontaneous, then that's what I like. But I still have to have some kind of planning in there. Now, planning the trip a year out in advance, that's fun too. But the spontaneous stuff, because I don't know. I kind of like the spontaneous, I guess, a little bit. But there has to be planning. I know that's kind of hard to, but as soon as it happens.
Would you rather not? If you could do this part and this part.
I know.
I'm sorry. I know. I suck at this. Okay. All right.
Next question. And this is more for you guys, but I mean, Cindy, you can answer. But so, Chad, would you rather have a spouse that knows everything about your sport that you are coaching, even more than you do, or one who is completely with completely different interests than that?
No, I think I'd rather have somebody who knows what I'm doing, so I can have.
No. That was not the question.
I don't care. Yeah, I would say, if you know more than me, fine.
Fine.
Yeah, it's having something. If somebody has completely different interests, is fine, but it is nice to be able to have a conversation and of something I love, and then be able to have some knowledge of that. It's just how I am. Sorry.
I think the coolest thing is that with Cindy is that she has learned all the sports. She probably didn't know when we were first married anything about basketball, football, baseball, anything like that. But just since I know that she knows so much about all the sports, it's like she cares about it. I mean, she cares about what I do. And I mean, that's what's cool for me is that she's learned so much about everything, all the sports. She sits around and tells me, hey, this is what you need to do instead of this. And
You'd rather me tell you what to do, huh?
I want somebody who can give me another
I've
perspective.
been telling
because
him
I
what
don't
he
know
can do
everything.
for 100 years.
yes, you know.
Has you
How's
listened
it-
once?
Wait.
Cindy, you want to answer the same question, or do you want it?
I don't know. I think Nick's right, though. I think I've had to learn a little bit to be more of an active participant. I said, than a bench warmer. like become part of the process, because then it's kind of better for your relationship also, because you know what he's talking about, or like with film, you know what he's looking for. And I don't know. I think you become part of the game rather than a spectator.
Yeah.
Using sports terms.
Yeah.
So.
Right. I think I'm actually going to weigh in on this question only because you know how much I dislike being told what to do. And I think, I mean, I appreciate the fact that we've done enough sports and stuff that and been involved enough and coached and had, raised our daughter and stuff, and that we're not, neither one of us, dummies as far as when it comes to specific sports or anything like that, or what it takes to coach. However, I like the fact that I know something about something that you don't necessarily know as much about. And I because I don't want you to tell me how to do it.
Yeah, but you're saying that not have interest at all. So it's be like,
No, I don't think it didn't really say that. It said had different interests from yours.
Like I really like shopping, and there we go. Online. I hate going to stores.
Why you get delivery?
well, I mean,
Anyways, that was just my weigh in on that.
All
It
right.
was just that I think it would you rather question, but I just think it's important to have your own interests.
No, I agree. I think there should, but
and not
if you're
both be
talking-
so honed in on the same thing that it's like there's
Not
nothing
always
else.
about you.
It is.
Okay, just
Now we know.
All right.
Okay, next question. Kay, if you were not married yet, or before you had met your significant other,
It's a trap.
would you rather meet your future spouse through sports or in a different or unexpected way?
You look at me first.
Yeah, sure.
Man, that's a hard question. I think
it's okay. You won't get divorced.
no, but I'm trying to look at this.
Nobody has time for that.
Because I mean, it's obviously you met through. I think anybody when you meet somebody, usually you're probably some interest that you were reason why you were there in the first place, right? I mean, even if you go to a bar, you know why you're going to the bar to meet somebody.
Yeah, we know when you and Nick
what I'm
go to the bar.
but I'm just saying that. But I think through sports would be cool. But if I met somebody at a concert or at the same concert as the bands we liked, or we met at church or something like that. But if it's a would you rather question, I'll say sports, just because it's something that we had in common.
Nick?
Shit. It's 40 years ago.
Pretend,
It was.
Nick.
I know. I'm trying to think.
Clean slate. Cindy doesn't exist.
Yeah.
You could have anybody.
Just kidding.
To our best friends that we met each other, actually.
Oh, okay.
But
So it was more through mutual relationships or mutual friendships than sporting events?
yeah. I like you don't think so?
Yes, I was just waiting to hear what you had to
Marshall
say.
and
I
Chrissy?
know who they were. Yes.
Okay. I think without sports.
Okay. So you know that you maybe had something else in common?
We're still waiting to figure out what that is.
Yep.
Yeah.
I feel like if it was just related to sports, I don't know that we would have connected. I mean, I cheered every school year in college I was cheering. I guess in case he was like a good-looking sports guy or something, but I don't know that sports would have been the thing to bring us together.
Right.
I don't think so.
Thank Marshall.
All right, last question. Now that you are married, would you rather relive the day you met your spouse or your wedding day? Or would you rather relive your best coaching memory or experience?
I know how I'm going to answer this, whether it's honest or not.
Oh, you better be honest.
Okay.
Don't lie.
No, I'm going to, how we met.
Cindy?
No, how we met. We're reliving a moment. Yeah, it's a great feeling, but when you first meet somebody, that feeling of love.
You did. Oh my God. You know how hard I flirted with this man? I have never flirted with anybody my entire life. And I came on him so freaking hard. And he was like, nah.
Well,
So you said our wedding.
he's kind of
day,
always
right?
like
Or
that.
when you met your significant other versus a coaching experience. Which one would you rather
Since
relive?
we just were puking over here with yours, Chad. So next.
I think wedding day. It was like everything was about you and Cindy. It was cool.
That was a pretty good day.
It was an amazing day.
Lost her virginity. It's when Nick lost his virginity.
On his wedding day?
Yeah.
Okay, that was TMI.
Anyway,
This is a PG show. And
I always post this for adults only. So
Yes.
that's good.
Because his
Okay. Well, then it was way before
cusses.
that.
Because the cussing.
It was way.
don't tell your mom that.
It was yesterday.
Here you go.
Was it?
Cindy?
No, it's been a while. What was the question?
Would you rather
Reliving.
relive either how you met your spouse or your wedding day versus your best coaching memory or experience?
I'd probably would go with our wedding too. It was pretty wonderful. And we took us a long time to get to that moment, I think. And yeah, it was a pretty great day. I would agree.
All right. Okay. Next segment, the 75 Club. In celebration of the 75th episode, we are going to play a game built around one number, 75.
I'm so bad at numbers too.
All right.
That's not fair.
So-
You guys science and math people.
We've been playing the alphabet game the last
I was
2
gonna
episodes.
I'm not good at those either.
All right. So the rounds are going to be a lot different in how we do this. The first one is going to be football related, NFL. I know it's going to be maybe outdated, but you might know this because some of these people were pretty famous. All right. First
That
question.
helps me not.
Remember, you got to
Brett
say,
Favre.
remember,
Since
Okay.
Joe Montana
okay,
asked.
there is 3. This is round 1. There is 3 questions and it's guessed. You have to guess the athlete.
Oh, I'm so
Okay.
bad at
Guess the
I
athlete.
don't know any.
Okay. All right. Okay. First question. Remember, you got to say your name. What NFL Hall of Fame defensive tackle was named Mean Joe, famously wore,
Nick,
Mean Joe?
Mean Joe Green.
Mean Joe Green. There you go. You guys ever heard of Mean
There
Joe
you
Green?
go.
Nope.
He was a little before your time. He was like
Pittsburgh.
70s.
A little bit before my
He's
time.
the one who's on the Pepsi
She wasn't
commercial.
even a
Coke
little
commercial.
Coke
glimmer in
commercial.
anybody's eye or
Yeah,
anything.
Coke commercial.
I can't
Yeah.
even name the Coke.
Oh, was that the Coke commercial?
The Coke
What did you-
commercial.
Yeah.
It's okay.
She was not
Did you
around.
show it to her later?
We'll like it shortly. All right.
I
Second.
love that commercial.
Okay, here we go. So point to Nick. All right. Next question. Which former NFL defensive lineman wore number 75 for the Bears?
Nick,
Mike Ditka, whatever his name was.
Say your name.
Amanda.
refrigerator.
I was
Refrigerator.
going to say that.
Refrigerator. William
I
Perry.
knew it one.
There you go.
Didn't Ditka play for the Bears?
Yeah.
He did, but
Okay,
he
I
he,
knew
was,
something.
he had a different number.
70.
I was
He was a
going to
tight
say that
end.
just because that's the
Remember, he
only
was a
one I
tight end.
know.
I was only
Yeah.
3 numbers off, Cindy.
Yeah. I think, wasn't it? I think Colson broke his record.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Which Dallas Cowboy Hall of Fame lineman wore 75?
I don't even know anybody who played for the. We could say the last time they won the Super Bowl was probably 75.
Oh, no. Anybody? I'll give his initials. BL.
Bruce Lee. Amanda. Bruce Lee.
Wrong sport.
He's not, unless you're a Cowboys fan, you're really not going to probably know who it
Okay,
is.
well then.
Okay, that's none of us. So.
Well, you have
I
a
know.
brother. Bob Lilly
Yeah.
was the answer.
Mhm.
Okay, round
It's
2.
a pretty feminine name.
Bob Lilly. Okay, so round 2 is what we call over and under 75.
Boy.
Okay. All you
got
got to
this one.
say is over or under.
I got this one.
Okay.
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 All right. And this time I am going to just go around because I think that's the
okay.
best way to do it. So I'll start with Amanda and I'll work my way around. Okay.
Okay.
There's only 5 questions, so somebody's going to get more than one. Okay. All right. Here we go. First one. The average Major League fastball today is 75 miles an hour.
Over.
That is correct. Cindy, the NFL field is 75 yards long.
What am I supposed to say?
Over
Is
and
it
Or,
over
yeah.
75 or
over.
under?
Yeah.
Over. Over.
Yeah.
Under.
It's
Responding.
It's over.
Over.
No,
You
he's
Yeah.
just-
It's 100,
See,
remember?
all right. You got it.
He's buffering.
I said
No, I'm
over,
looking.
over,
I'm looking
over.
at that. I'm like, how they.
I'm waiting for you to say,
All right,
yes, you're
okay.
right.
All right, Nick. An NBA free throw percentage of 75% is considered respectable.
Over.
It is over. Yep. Amanda.
Sure.
Most high school football games last longer than 75 minutes. High school.
High school football games?
Is that over or
Like
under?
just playtime or all together? I'm going to say over.
It's over. Yeah.
Because, like,
I think over.
yeah.
All right. Cindy, since you are an athletic director at a very dominant soccer, this would be perfect for
I
you.
don't know anything about
Okay.
soccer.
Okay, you should know about this, hopefully. A regulation soccer field is 75 feet wide. Is that over or under?
Because it can be different sizes.
Okay. So is it over?
Under.
It's under. It's much wider. Yeah. Okay.
They're cheating over there.
I'm like 75 feet is like
Somebody goes out and
It's
paints
it's like
the field
25
for me.
yards, Cindy. That's not much.
They-
75 feet.
They brought out the measuring tape, but I had to go to a meeting.
Yep.
Conveniently.
All right. Okay. This is for the spouses. So this is for, I'll say this is for Amanda and Sydney. This is you guys.
Okay.
Okay. If my spouse says practice will only last 75 minutes.
Over.
Over.
Okay. Okay.
You
So,
say 90 minutes,
okay,
going
you're
2
right.
hours is too long.
90 minutes.
Okay.
All right. So I want you guys to
75.
do.
It's only
okay.
15 minutes after an hour.
Right.
I call bullshit.
So, okay. If we go on vacation and there's a game on,
I'll listen to it on the radio in the car and while you bitch the whole time.
Cindy, one piece of sports equipment that's somehow always in my vehicle.
Footballs.
Okay.
It'd be anything. I could say
Yeah.
anything. I mean, it's anything.
Amanda,
All of them.
the weirdest thing my spouse has brought home from practice.
I don't know. Every once in a while, there's some weird piece of equipment in the car, but
Chlamydia. Oh.
Oh, dear Lord. Okay.
Jock itch.
Jock itch. There you go.
Okay.
All right, Cindy, one phrase I hear at least 70 times every season.
Cheezo pizzo.
Gonzoisms.
Continuism. All right. All right. Okay. I got a timer here. Okay. I'm going to set this timer. All right. And what you're going to have to do in 75 seconds is answer as many of these as possible.
We're just
Okay.
going around again.
Well, no, I'm
Or
going
just
to each,
blurting out.
I'm going to give you, I'm going to have you do it.
Okay.
And then I'm going to have Cindy do it. And I'm having Nick do it. So
Okay.
what's going to happen is it'll be 75 seconds for you, 70 seconds for, she's already hear the questions. So she'll get a lot of time.
5
And-
seconds for Nick.
And 65 for Nick.
All right. Okay.
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 All right. So, all right.
Okay.
All right. Amanda, 75 seconds from when I give you the question.
Okay.
And name a football position.
Fullback.
Name an Olympic sport.
Swimming.
Name a baseball team.
Savannah Bananas.
Name a basketball shoe brand.
Nike.
Name a famous coach.
Guns.
Name a sports movie.
Hoosiers.
Name a mascot.
Senators.
Name a tennis player.
Serena Williams.
Name a hockey team.
Steelheads.
Name a sport using a ball.
Basketball.
Okay. So you got,
I couldn't think of a coach.
I can't think of any.
so I guess I give that to you.
He's famous. He's on a podcast.
Yeah, no shit.
Okay. So
I was going to say Coach Huddy, but I thought it was a little biased.
So you got 10 questions and it took you 47 seconds.
Ooh.
All right. So I'll put the time in there and then we'll take that, take into factor. Okay.
What if I say the same answers? That she
No,
did?
no.
Oh.
Okay. It's like,
The others.
it's like Family Feud. You got to have your own answers. All right. Are you ready, Cindy?
Okay.
Okay. You have 70 seconds and here we go.
Okay.
Name a football position.
Kicker.
Name an Olympic sport.
Did you say swimming? She said skiing.
I said swimming.
Yeah. Okay. Skiing. Okay. That's good. Name a baseball team.
Rockies.
Name a basketball shoe brand.
Adidas.
Name a famous coach.
Was Curly Lambeau a coach? Okay.
Yep.
Curly Lambeau.
There you go. Name a sports movie.
Rudy.
Name a mascot.
Trojans.
Name a tennis player.
Venus Williams.
Name a hockey team.
Utah something. I don't know besides the Steelheads.
Okay. I'll give it you. Name a sport.
I know they played a team in
I'm just
Utah.
kidding.
Name a sport using a ball.
Soccer.
Okay.
The
10,
answers I don't know.
57.
Because that's all you think about. I'm glad I went first.
Okay.
I didn't want to at first because I was like,
Anybody want to name the Utah hockey team?
It's
the
Yetis, aren't
Yetis.
they?
Yetis.
It's in Mammoth, isn't it?
Mammoth.
Yeah.
Mammoth. Okay.
All right, Gonzo, you get 65 seconds.
All right.
Ready? Name a football position.
Guard,
Name an Olympic sport.
curling,
Name a baseball team.
Reds,
Name a basketball shoe brand.
Converse,
Name a famous coach.
5.
Name a sports movie.
Field of Dreams,
Name a mascot.
Pirates,
Name a tennis player.
Pete Sampras.
Name a hockey team.
Space.
Golden Knight.
Name a sport using a ball.
Oh, yeah, the Vegas team.
Soccer. Nope. Football.
There you go. Okay.
I think that wasn't fair.
Nick got it in 35
He went
seconds.
really fast.
He did go fast.
And Cindy, you had 57.
I know.
And Amanda had 47.
-10 for being first. No, I'm kidding.
All right. Okay. That's it. We're going to now move on to the final question.
There's a final question?
Yeah. This is worth 750 points. Okay. Okay. All right. I'm going to ask you, you guys have to give me your,
An answer.
Okay.
Okay.
Amanda, if your coach had to retire today, what would they spend 75 hours a week doing instead of coaching?
If my coach, like meaning you?
I guess. Yeah.
Video games.
Fishing.
Fishing.
Okay. There you go.
You would spend, what would I do?
Yeah, what am I going to be doing?
What are you going to be doing?
Yeah.
That's
what's for you. I know reading for her.
Okay, reading for her. Okay. For me, probably spending time with your grandkid.
Fair enough.
More time. Okay. All right. Now we're moving on to the last part. Mascot of the week. We're going back to Wisconsin. Okay. The theme of Wisconsin. Okay. Remember the weird animal they found? We did the episode, you and
it wasn't the whore bag or whatever.
Hodags. Okay. We are going back to Wisconsin.
Stop saying it like that.
I don't know. Wisconsin.
We're going to go there and they're going to hate us.
Yeah. Sorry. Okay, here we go. All right. So, and the only reason why I'm saying it like that, because the name of their mascot and why I'm saying it like it is. Okay, we're taking you to DeForest High School.
DeForest?
DEFOR.
DeForest.
Rest. Forest with the DE in the beginning.
Okay.
Okay. All right. The Forest area school is located in DeForest, about 15 miles northeast of Madison in Wisconsin. The school is part of the DeForest area school district and serves students in DeForest, Windsor, and several surrounding communities. Their enrollment is about 1,100 students between 9 and 12, so big size school. They got this mascot because of a large number of Norwegian immigrants who settled the area in the 1800s. Okay, their nickname for Norwegians in the area were the Norskies. Norskies. Norskies.
Sounds more Polish.
Okay, the Norskies.
I don't know.
The mascot represents the area's Scandinavian heritage, with the school athlete teams being a Viking image, and dragons inspired the Nords' history. Rather than simply choosing Vikings, the community embraced both unique names, Norskies, to celebrate the local roots of the Norwegian American identity. The community is located in Dane County. This is, like we said, was 15 miles northeast of Madison, the capital. The population's about 11,000 people. Cost of living is slightly above the national average. Then your economy, state government, healthcare, education, information technology, manufacturing, construction, and fun facts. The Norskies are one of the most distinct high school.
What the hell's Norski?
It is
Norwegian
Americans. It's the
What is it?
What does it show it as? It shows it as a Viking looking thing. Like a Viking. Okay. And I can show you guys later. I can show you what mascot looks like. Anyways, school itself, really nice turf field, nice track.
They have a lot of kids.
Well, it's a very nice complex, to say the least. We were talking about cost of living. That's it for our episode.
I mean, I guess it's more unique than a Viking, but it essentially
Norskies.
is a Viking.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Kind of.
It's basically the heritage of the area, so they got called Norskies. All right. I want to thank the coaches' wives, Amanda and Cindy, and I also want to thank Coach Gonzo for being here for our 75th episode. Everybody take care.
See ya.